Here's how to play Bruce Springsteen's newest song, Streets of Minneapolis, with chord voicing suitable for 3 different levels of guitar player, some talk about strum patterns to use, and some tips on how to sing it as well. My website also has an article with more details and free printable lead sheets. Link is in the description. So first, standard tuning chords. There are only 3 chords in the whole song, and they're the first kind of standard guitar chords you learn. D, or D major, G, which is fine. You can play it that way, or that way, or that way, doesn't matter. And then A7. If you don't know A7 or don't want to play it, you can play a regular old A chord, which is open, 2, 2, 2, open. They're interchangeable in the context of this song. And any of those and all of them work just fine here. So that's the easy way. Now, Bruce, however, plays this in drop D tuning. And if you know how to do that, it works really great. If you use drop D, you get that big, beautiful bass note. So instead of being a little 4-string chord, the big D chord is all strings, and you get that big, juicy bottom end on it. But then you have to adapt your chords a little bit. First off, the D chord is just usual. Just do that. The A7 chord is also the same, only you make really sure you don't hit the low D string, because then it'll sound like crap. Regular A7. Now the G you have to change, because the usual G, this bass note will be off because you've retuned that string. So the easiest way to do it is to take your index finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, the high E string, and then reach up to play the 5th fret on the 6th string. What's going to happen here is your ring finger is going to bump into the A string, which is good because you don't want that open A note, that open A pitch in this chord. So you get 5, X, nothing, open, 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 3. So really, it might sound a little difficult and look it, but it's actually a very easy chord because you don't have to worry about bumping into your A string. Cool stuff, right? And so let me just kind of go through the first couple lines of the text so you can kind of hear all that. Through the winter's ice and cold, down the glad avenue, see a flame for fire and ice neath an occupier's boots. And that's how it works out. Works great. I'm using a muted strum there, which I'll talk more about in a couple of minutes. But before that, I want to stick to the chord voicings. Now, if you've got still more guitar skills up your sleeve, you can do what Bruce does. In the first verse, he actually kind of splits the first verse in half. He starts off by playing just 2 and 3 note chords. Open, open, 4. So this D chord has now become a 3 note, really compact and concise. It sounds really tight and intense, yet quiet. That's why he's using it. So that's his D chord, open, open, 4. For the G chord, he just goes 5, 5, 5, which is really cool because then you can go from that with your index finger and put 2, 3, and 4 down like that. And then for the A7, he goes to a 2-string chord, open and 5. So you get the root and the 7th of the A7 chord. It sounds really cool. Let me just play that second line. Flame for fire and ice. That's the first half of the first verse. Second half, he actually starts to bring in some higher notes. He doesn't really use the normal D and G chords, though. What he does for the D is he goes open, open, 4, 2, 3. Doesn't play the high E string at all. And so the highest pitch you hear is the pitch D on the B string 3rd fret. That's the 3rd line of the song. Then to the G, he goes to basically the same G I showed you, adapted for the low D tuning. But instead of playing the 3rd fret on the E string, he plays the 3rd fret on the B string. So you retain that same highest pitch between the D chord and the G chord. And And then he goes back to the A7 chord. He kind of sticks with that all the way through. But on the A7 chord, he does not play the open E string on top of it. So he's keeping this all really tight. And that all sounds cool. Now, what I suggest for the rest of the song, for verse 2, 3, and 4, and for the chorus, is play the biggest chord you can get. You can use that same D chord. He may even flatten out his finger. The thing is you can't tell because the whole band kicks in. There's a second guitar, maybe even a third one, I don't recall. But if you're going to be singing this or singing it along with others, you want the biggest, fullest chords you can get. So you can take that big D chord. It sounds great. If you want to flatten your index finger and get the high, that works great. The G chord, you can flatten that. You can play the adapted, or you can just stick with the B string pitch. And then for the A, just bang it all out, 5 full strings. Now, playing with this kind of thing gives you, with this kind of variation, gives you a lot more texture and color to the song. Also in verse 4, he kind of goes back. You notice the volume, the overall dynamic of the song cuts down and cuts back a little bit there because he wants contrast there. You can simply play it the way he does in the first verse, and it works really nicely there. And you can absolutely mix and match these chords. Make it your own. Whatever's easiest for you or sounds best to you or sounds best on your guitar or sounds best with your choral singers, whatever you want to do. Mix and match, make it your own. That will always sound best. All right, now for the strum patterns in this. In the first verse, Bruce plays it really muted and very kind of understated and all downs. So if you're going to do the all downs, I refer to this as the 3-3-2 pattern because you simply count it out. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. He does something just a hair different from that in the beginning, but I don't want to get into that. I want to give you something that you can use here and all the way through the song and in actually a lot of other songs. It's a very, very common strum. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Let me go ahead and do it with the standard D chord. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then it goes to the G, and it works just fine. And the thing is you can use that all the way through the song because of all the downs and the really kind of punchy rhythmic accenting that you get with this strum. It kind of fits in more with the rock band vibe. If, however, you want to go for something different, or if you're like, I don't kind of feel that, honestly, the good old Swiss Army strum, or which I like to call it, but a lot of people refer to it simply as the down, down, up, up, down, up. It's like the most common strum in the universe. That works perfectly fine all the way through it. When I play the song, I'll do the 3-3-2 muted strum in the first verse. Then kind of for the rest of it, I'll play the Swiss Army strum just because you get a bigger, fuller sound that way. Like that. And there's your strum. Pretty easy. If neither one of these is kind of floating your boat, if you're having trouble with them, honestly, 2, 3, just count to 4 because it's in 4/4, quadruple meter, 3, 4, and just play anything that you can think of. It's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, which is boring, but it works. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, or like a down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Anything you want that fits with it is fine too. If you want to just simplify it for yourself. Singing it. So I can't give a whole vocal lesson on this. That's beyond the scope. But if you're somebody who sings and is comfortable with it, you're just going to match what Bruce does, and it's a piece of cake. If you're not quite sure, if you want a little help with it, that's who I'm going to address now. So The one thing, the one little fact that'll always give you a leg up singing any song is find the starting pitch of the vocal melody. What is the first thing that he sings? Through the winters. What he does there, it actually kind of, well, I say it starts on the A, it actually starts on a B. So let me show you the B, the pitch B, not chords B, not chords A. The pitch B, your open B string. And then the A is the G string second fret. Through the winters. If you can get that, you've kind of got the song. It's kind of like, finding north if you're orienting yourself. Once you get this to start on, you can kind of give it to yourself, and then your ear, your mind, your vocal apparatus will take over. And if not, you just work on it. And eventually you'll get part of it, and then eventually you'll get a little bit more, and then eventually it'll become comfortable. So let me show you this again. If you think about your D chord, I'm only going to play the usual 4 strings of the D chord. You'll notice that your index finger is right on the G string second fret. That's the pitch A. And of course, take everything off, and the B string itself is an open B. So if you just play those 2 pitches, which is B, A. When you start off, don't even think about the letters. I mean, I have to tell them to you so you can find where they are on the guitar, and so we have a way to name them. But just go la, la. Don't worry about being pretty. Nobody cares. Sing it. La, 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 B, 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 B. Fa, la, la, whatever you want to do. And then the A, la, 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 like that. Give yourself either or both of those pitches. If you can do that and kind of approximate the melody, through the winter's ice and cold. After that, your ear, trust me, your ear knows what this sounds like. If you give yourself the starting pitches, you can kind of get going on it. Then you can try and do it along with strumming the D chord. La, 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 and you can kind of cheat and give yourself the A again. Through the winter, through the winter. Honestly, if you want to skip the B, skip the B. Through the winter. That time I just sang. Fine. Bruce doesn't care, right? Neither do I. And you shouldn't either. So give yourself some combination of either the A and the B, or just the A if you want to totally simplify it to get yourself going on this. And then try singing along with the recording that Bruce does with it. Give it a shot. I know singing is kind of a touchy subject for a lot of people. It doesn't need to be, though. Just try it out and get used to matching pitches, and you'll kind of ease into it, kind of like putting on a new shirt or something like that. Eventually you kind of feel it right. Always remember, though, that it is much, much more important to sing the song than it is to sing correctly. Let me say that one more time. It is always more important to just sing the song than it is to sing correctly. Peace. Have fun. All right, so that's the nutshell on How to Play Streets of Minneapolis by Bruce Springsteen. It's a great song by a real American patriot, and it's worth singing and playing. Go back through it. Pick out parts that didn't quite make sense. Check out my website. I'm telling you, I got a lot of information on it. The link is in the description. And for memory aid, I've got the lyric sheet with the chords and a super lead sheet, which is a new sort of format that I use to write songs so people can remember them and sing them at the same time. There's some good stuff there. If you have any questions or anything you want me to clarify, make another video, put them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Take care.